In a certain mystical world, the Demon King had resurrected. To stop the Demon King this time, the gods did the unthinkable. They reincarnated a boy with no magical powers from another world and made him the hero. Even though Hero had been handpicked by the gods, the king doubted he would be able to defeat the Demon King on his own, since he had no powers. To support him, the king decreed that Hero would embark on this dangerous mission with a priest. With the appointed time to battle the Demon King drawing near, Hero took one look at the crest he had received from the gods, and was immediately reminded of the day he was chosen by the gods. From the day he reincarnated, Hero had undergone rigorous training, pushing his limits every single day. This was all driven by his determination to save the world and everyone in it, no matter what. Now fully prepared to begin his mission, Hero followed the king's decree and went to the church to meet the priest who would be his partner. But he was surprised when he met a girl with sleepy eyes who introduced herself as Eris, the priestess, and his partner. Hero tried to shake hands with this girl, but she was hesitant at first, due to shyness. The girl, Eris, explained that the reason she was so shy was because the church had a strict "no men allowed" policy. Because of that, Eris said she had never really had the chance to talk to a guy in her entire life. It took a lot of struggle and courage, but Eris finally shook Hero's hand, and they exchanged pleasantries. After the introductions, Hero immediately suggested that they set off for the mission right away. But Eris asked him to chill for a moment. She told him they would be quickly annihilated by the Demon Lord if they went as they were. Hero was utterly confused when he heard this and wondered why Eris would say something so pessimistic. Eris explained that even though Hero was indeed strong, they sadly lacked the synergy as a team to stand against the large horde of demons. Hero thought about what Eris said and realized it made sense. So he suggested that, to build their synergy, they would first need to get to know each other. Eris agreed and mentioned that she had the perfect solution for building their synergy. Without warning, the freaky priestess suddenly lifted her gown and suggested that their genitals could start getting to know each other. Hero nearly had a heart attack at the sight of her bum huggers. Seeing his stunned reaction, Eris explained that she got the stupid idea from a friend back at the church. Flustered, Hero quickly shut his eyes and told Eris that a girl shouldn't do such a freaky thing like that in public. But still, the innate, cultured instincts of a man took over and Hero couldn't help but be drawn to stare. What shattered the last shred of restraint of this hero was when Eris made a puppy dog face, and then engaged the two massive globes on her chest. The moment Hero's eyes caught sight of them, his entire defense crumbled. The following day, Hero woke up in a bedroom feeling like he had just seriously messed up. From the looks of it, it was obvious the so-called hero had spent the night getting intimate with Eris. Hero didn't actually regret losing his virginity to such a beautiful girl. What he did regret was falling a whole day behind schedule in his mission to defeat the Demon King. He was supposed to be saving the world, yet here he was, wasting time emptying his balls instead of fulfilling his destiny. Hero covered his face in shame, feeling like a total loser. To make sure this never happened again, Hero swore by the hero's crest on the back of his hand that he would never again succumb to temptation. But just as he finished his solemn vow, Eris woke up and stretched. Then, with a sleepy smile, Eris said she still had much to learn from Hero. She begged Hero to teach her one more lesson, this time deeper. Bro immediately forgot the promise he'd just made and decided to postpone his mission to defeat the Demon King until the next day. What our hero didn't know was that the hardest part of his mission to defeat the Demon King wasn't the journey to the Demon King's lair. It was resisting the sweet and seductive traps lying in wait along the way. In no time, Hero and Eris set out on their journey to defeat the Demon King. However, they soon decided to split up to recruit more companions. Hero, for his part, set out to find a wizard. Just then, someone walked up behind Hero and asked if he was the true hero. He turned to see a girl wearing a black jacket and a black Dumbledore hat. He immediately recognized her as Lissa and excitedly rushed toward her to give her a hug. This girl, Lissa Lumiere Longstream, was the daughter of Count Lumiere Longstream. Lord Longstream was the ruler of the town where Hero had first reincarnated, and Lissa was none other than his childhood friend, with whom he used to play a lot. Hero noticed Lissa's unusual outfit, and just as he was about to ask her about it, she revealed that she was now a wizard, and the top graduate of the Magic Academy. Lissa proudly told him that she was receiving numerous job offers from both the country and the guild. Hearing this, Hero figured she must be one heck of a talented wizard. So, he told her about his problem. His team was really short on wizards. Lissa smirked happily when she heard this and said she had no problem joining him as a companion. She confidently told Hiro that, since he had been rejected by 5 places, she might consider his offer if he asked her politely. Curious, Hiro asked how she knew he'd been rejected, and specifically by 5 places. Lissa replied with a nervous stammer that it was just a hunch, but Hiro didn't buy it. Something felt off. Finally, Lissa admitted the truth. She had been the one responsible for preventing him from recruiting any wizards, because she was jealous that he had chosen Priestess Eris as his companion. Lissa specifically said she was pissed because Hiro had chosen Eris as his companion before her. Pointing at him, Lissa reminded Hiro that she was supposed to be the first. Lissa had a feeling that Hiro still didn't fully grasp how powerful she had become as a wizard. So, she walked a little ahead, promising to show him just how far her magic had come. After gaining some distance, she immediately began chanting 3 spells at the same time. Hiro was shocked when he realized Lissa was triple chanting, and even more concerned that she was doing it in the middle of town. When Lissa finished her chants, she summoned a powerful water lance. Unfortunately for her, the sheer force of the spell blasted off her clothes, leaving her in just her undies. Embarrassed, she shouted for Hiro not to look. Hiro, however, calmly handed her a blanket to cover up and scolded her for being so reckless. That made Lissa burst into tears. She explained that the reason she did what she did was because she thought that if she had succeeded, Hiro would finally see her as the best. Hiro, moved by her words, tried to comfort her. He told her that Eris was actually his second companion. She was always meant to be the first. Hiro explained that he had intended to make her his companion ever since they said goodbye in the village. Hearing this, Lissa cried even harder. She said she never expected Hiro to remember the promise they had made to each other when they were young. That statement made Hiro recall their childhood days in the village. Back then, Lissa had always been a strong and reliable leader among the kids. Feeling guilty, Hiro apologized for being insensitive to how she felt. But Lissa refused to accept his apology. Instead, Lissa insisted that she wanted Hiro to do with her what he had done with Eris. Hiro was caught off guard when he heard this. Before Hiro could respond, Lissa spoke again, this time more firmly, saying that while she might not have experience, she didn't want to lose to the priestess. However, Hiro tried to explain that becoming his companion, especially for the first time, shouldn't come from a place of rivalry. But before he could finish, Lissa stepped closer. She showed Hiro her sweet exposed honey melons and said she wanted to be his number 1. Those fun bags were Hiro's weak points. Hiro couldn't withstand the temptation, so he gave her the D and regretted messing up again. This was a disaster. Hiro was supposed to be on a mission to defeat the Demon King, and now he had just taken the virginity of the Count's duetter. If anyone found out, it wouldn't just be his head on the line, his entire village could face the consequences. Hiro knew he had seriously messed up, so he turned to Lissa and begged her to keep what had happened between them a secret. But before Lissa could give her word, a strange girl suddenly appeared behind Hiro, wearing a creepy smile. Hiro froze, completely stunned. He wondered how the heck the strange girl even got into the room he was staying in, and most importantly, who the heck the girl was. He quickly threw on his clothes and dashed out of the room to chase after her. Once outside the inn, he stopped 2 guys nearby and asked if they had seen where the girl who just left had gone. But both of them just shrugged. They had no idea. The next day, Hiro continued his mission with both of his companions, Eris the priestess and Lissa the mage, whom he had both slept with. However, along the way, the 2 girls began clashing. There was visible bad energy between them as they refused to stop verbally attacking each other. Frustrated, Hiro realized he had to take drastic action before the group fell apart. So, he asked the girls to listen up, and then announced that they would need one final member, a veteran male warrior. Hiro explained to the girls that, as a team, they lacked practical experience and would need a veteran to compensate for it. With no choice, the girls reluctantly agreed. With that settled, Hiro headed into a creepy alleyway where, according to an informant, a skilled warrior was said to reside. But on the way, he bumped into a hot rabbit girl dressed like a Las Vegas stripper. The girl apologized for running into him, saying she was in a hurry. But instead of responding, the simp just stood there, awestruck by how insanely pretty the rabbit chick was. Suddenly, a dude walked toward them, addressing the hot girl as Adela, and excitedly declared that he had her cornered. The guy, along with some thugs, immediately grabbed Adela and warned Hiro not to get involved in business that didn't concern him. Trying to play the peacemaker, Hiro calmly told them that violence wasn't the answer. But the dude grew irritated and threatened to teach Hiro a hard lesson about interfering in other people's affairs. However, in no time, all the thugs were knocked out by Hiro. The rabbit girl was thoroughly impressed by Hiro's strength. To thank him, she pressed his head against her massive bungus. But somehow, Hiro managed to wriggle free and then asked the girl what was going on, promising to help if she told him. The rabbit girl properly introduced herself and explained that she was a dancer by profession in the town. She claimed that the problem was men constantly inviting her to become their concubine, and when she refused, some noblemen resorted to violence. After hearing her story, Hiro promised to protect her. He told Adela that, as a hero, it was only natural for him to help those in need and find a solution to their problems. Adela thanked him, but then refused his help, saying she didn't want to cause him any more trouble. As she began to walk away, Adele mentioned that she already had plans to return to her hometown anyway. With Adela gone, the man Hiro had beaten up earlier regained consciousness and asked Hiro to check if his wallet was still intact. Hiro obliged, only to discover that his wallet was gone. With that, the guy informed Hiro that Adela was a scammer and thief who went around luring men into traps. He explained that Adela had scammed him too, and all he wanted was to get back at her. Realizing he had just become Adela's latest victim, Hiro decided to track down the wretch and reclaim his stolen wallet. Meanwhile, miles away, Adela actually felt a bit of pity for Hiro for falling into her trap. A twinge of guilt hit her, since Hiro had been the only guy who ever promised to protect her without trying to bend her over. She genuinely regretted letting such a good man slip through her fingers. Suddenly, from behind, Adela was grabbed by the neck by some crocodile guy flanked by his crew. The croc thug seized her chesticles and snarled that she was going to pay for all the trouble she'd caused them. Adela tried to scream, but the crocodile dude called her a scoundrel and assured her that no one was coming to save her. But at that moment, Hiro finally caught up with Adela and burst onto the scene. The crocodile thugs then turned to Hiro and asked if he had also been conned by her. Before Hiro could respond, the croc dude quickly suggested that they all have some fun with her. However, Hiro firmly refused their offer, saying he had promised to protect Adela, and he intended to keep that promise. This statement only enraged the crocodile guys, and they prepared to attack Hiro. But in the very next scene, they were shown running away like scared roaches. With the threat gone, Adela, relieved and smiling, thanked Hiro for being so kind. Hiro simply replied that a promise was a promise after all. When Hiro asked Adela to return his money and valuables she had stolen, Adela stepped closer with a seductive look in her eyes and asked, instead, if she could become his companion. She promised that, as companions, they would have plenty of fun together. However, Hiro, trying hard to resist the temptation, told her that his team was currently looking for a warrior, not whatever she was offering. But that didn't stop Adela from turning up the charm. She placed her hand gently on his neck and continued to seduce him. She promised she was willing to offer her body to him whenever he wanted, even in the middle of the journey. She vowed to fulfill all his needs and let him do whatever he pleased with her, anytime and anywhere. Hiro's face immediately turned tomato red as he struggled to resist the overwhelming temptation. Adela, determined to break his will, went as far as kissing him, making it even harder to stay composed. In a last-ditch effort to escape, Hiro threw himself to the ground, finally breaking free and regaining control of his senses. Realizing her charms hadn't worked, Adela pouted and called him stubborn. She then warned that she wasn't giving up, but would keep seducing him until he started craving it. But just then, Lissa and Eris arrived at the scene. The moment they saw Adela clinging tightly to Hiro, jealousy flared in their eyes. Would this hero be able to resist the numerous seductive temptations on the way to the Demon King's lair? Comment "The Tempted Hero" if you're eager to find out in our part 2. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. As always, thanks for watching.